I sound like a freaking...
Excellent connection. I think we might be live on YouTube. Give us a second. Checking really quick.
I'm trying to relax, guys. I'm sorry. This is stressing me out.
Chill out, bro. Calm down. I don't know how to tell if we're live on YouTube. I think maybe. Yes, we are. Okay. Hello. Welcome to the show.
We're live on YouTube.
Yeah.
Hey.
That took us a moment.
Guys.
We have fantastic news this week. Mostly, we're probably going to spend a pretty significant part of the show talking about the new Nvidia 3000 series announcement. We've been talking about the rumors for this for what feels like 10,000 years, and it's finally freaking here. There's some good news. There's some things I'm going to complain about because I complain about things, and
oh, really?
We'll go from there.
Oh, dang.
Also, Samsung's Galaxy Z Fold 2 apparently looks fantastic, and we'll dive more into that later. Riley, got anything?
Great. And the Intel also took the wraps off their Tiger Lake in what's it called? 11th gen mobile this week. So we can probably talk about that.
Yes.
And happy 35th anniversary to Nintendo. So
hooray! They often do fun stuff around their anniversary, so that's cool. Super Mario Bros. 35 Battle Royale. Okay. Fantastic.
Yeah, man.
Anyways, intro
honestly,
time.
I'm most excited. Do it. Hit it.
It did work. That's always the benchmark.
I can't see I can't see your screen. So
you can always bring up a version of the show.
That's what I've done. I've done that.
I guess so.
Last time we hosted together,
MSI Vigor, Nerd or Die, and Ridge Wallet. Pew, pew, pew. Okay.
Love all those guys.
There we go. We're back. Back at you to talk about all things Ampere. So I'm going to fire through a lot of the general notes here pretty quick, and then we can dive into deliberation between the two of us. Unless you've been living under a rock, and like seriously, if you're in the tech community, I think that's rather true. You've probably heard about the announcement from Nvidia of their new lineup of desktop GPUs. The 3080 will be coming September 17th. That's like right around the corner. 3090 September 24th. And the 3070 will be coming in October. It's built on what Nvidia is calling a Samsung 8nm node called 8N. There's a few things in here that I'm actually quite genuinely appreciative that they didn't get too creative with the names because it's pretty straightforward. The 3080 and 3090 have Micron's new super fast GDDR6X memory that can transfer twice as much data per clock thanks to a coding format called PAM4. Previous GDDR specs used traditional binary for data transmission for 2 bits per cycle, while PAM4, again, thanks for not being way too creative, I actually appreciate it, can send 4. All cores have seen a big boost in performance, which is fantastic. NVIDIA claims shaders and tensor cores improved by 2.7-fold and ray tracing cores by up to 1.7-fold. A bunch of new technologies were also launched, namely NVIDIA Reflex. This sounds super cool, which promises to greatly reduce system latency as well as allow end users to visualize input latency all the way through the chain from click to output. That is very cool. NVIDIA Broadcast, an AI-powered voice and video broadcasting app that applies effects on camera and microphone inputs and exposes virtual outputs for OBS and other streaming applications. NVIDIA OmniSense Machinima, which provides a whole new host of tools to create.
You're just going through these like crazy. Eh,
I'm trying. The notes on this are like a page and a half long.
There's a lot to talk about.
So
for
I'm trying
sure.
to get us
Keep
through.
going.
OmniSense Machinima, which provides a whole host of new tools to create more game engine videos. Cool. RTX IO, which allows direct access to high-speed storage by the GPU with hardware-accelerated decompression, similar to the way that the PS5 works. Minor shots fired. Now, individual specs. The 3090, this is supposed to kind of be a replacement for the Titan, though they did call it a 3090. The 90 moniker has always been kind of reserved for somewhat special cards. I don't know if they're recycling Titan, blah, blah, blah. We'll get more into that. It has 10,496 CUDA cores, which is actually just kind of absurd. It also has 24 gigabytes of that GDDR6X memory that we mentioned earlier, clocking in at 19.5 gigabits per second, resulting at 939 gigabytes per second of maximum bandwidth.
Wow.
Which is nuts.
8K.
Yeah.
You can do 8K gaming.
With a bunch of settings on, like
60 FPS.
RTX.
That's messed up. That's messed up. That's not, it's unnatural.
It's illegal. It's not allowed. It's
I didn't think we would get there. Okay, keep going. Hey, don't
like
let me
ever?
stop you.
You didn't think we were going to get there ever?
Oh, well, not in my lifetime. No, I don't know. I mean, like, I feel like we only just got to 4K gaming really, like, what, 3 years ago?
And
2
sort
years
of
ago? 3,
kind
4
of
years ago?
On the line even. A lot of the top
The
end
last
cards
few
had
years,
issues.
let's say that.
Yeah, for sure.
And now we're at 8K.
That card is going to retail for $1,499 US, which like hurts my soul. The fact that some people that are going to play League of Legends are going to go buy that graphics card. But I
hope not.
I don't think the majority of people should be aiming for that card. The more spicy cards are what's coming down the line. The 3080, $700 US, 8,704 CUDA cores. Absurd. The RTX 2080 only had about a third of that at 2944 CUDA cores. It has 10 gigabytes of GDDR6X memory across a 320-bit bus, maximum bandwidth of 790 gigabytes per second. For context...
60.
Oh, right. 760, sorry.
That's why I'm here.
Slightly dyslexic on that one. For context, the 2080 Ti does 616 gigabytes per second. A Titan does 672. Nvidia claims the 380 will double the 2080's performance, placing it well above the performance level of an RTX 2080 Ti at half the price. Although
rude.
We're going to talk about that in a second too, because the prices of those cards have been very interesting over the last little bit.
Right, yeah. Well, now it's not even...
Actually, let's
get,
talk
like,
about that now.
Yeah, why not?
There's
I mean... Oh yeah, I don't know. I saw some 2080 Ti's going on eBay or whatever for like $300.
$300. Ugh, that's interesting.
Might have been a 2080 Super. I'm not sure.
This is why Linus every once in a while talks about like when he would exchange cards. We talk about the buying and selling that we both used to do a lot more when we were younger. And one of the strategies was to sell your card before the announcement. And I think this is the strongest reason why, like, ever. Because if you sold your 2080
absolutely.
Ti before this announcement, you probably would have gotten like around or a little bit higher than $1,000. And now you're going to get around $300.
It's wild. I mean, and I'm not quite in that exact position, but we just did this Intel upgrade thing, and I got a 2080 Super as part of it, and I was really happy about it. I was like, sweet. I was running a 970 before that, GTX 970. So like 2080 Super is a huge step up. I got an ultra wide monitor, 3440 by 1440. I was like so excited. And you should still be excited. No, I am excited. It'll be fine still, but like, you know, this is the first time that I've really had a high-end part right when something launched, and it doesn't feel great.
That makes sense.
First world problems, but like, geez.
That's hard. This free graphics card's really just bugging me, man. I can't handle it.
I know. Well, there was a budget.
It wasn't free enough.
I mean, I just mean if we did my video like a month later, I could have had the new card. So I think I was like, oh, I'm lucky to get the early one. But
is there anyone down the line from you? Who's next?
Yeah. Oh, I forget who's next.
They should make them do it. They should make them do it on like September 14th.
Right, because what's the dates? They all come at different dates.
Yeah,
September 17th for the 3080,
yeah.
24th for the 3090, October for the 3070.
They should make them do it.
One thing that I wanted
Wednesday video release on the 16th. That'd be
Ridiculous. One thing that I did want to bring up is the fact that these CUDA cores, we're making a big deal about how they're like, oh, it's more than twice the amount of CUDA cores for some of them or whatever. But I saw a thing, and I'm completely unqualified to talk about this, so maybe people in the chat, I don't know. Or maybe you do. The cores aren't like exactly the same. Like they're not like they don't map 1-to-1 in terms of performance. Do you know anything about that? I have a link.
Sure, let's check it out. Sorry about the bird. I don't know how loud that's coming through.
I'm just reading off of a Reddit post by Philip. You got a bird in there, dude.
I do. Sorry if it's coming
Calm
through
that
loudly.
bird down.
He came over and he like sat on this perch that's on my desk, and I reached my arm up so that he could like jump on my arm so I could show the show. But I'm wearing these fancy new LTT edition sweatbands, and I think he was like, what the heck, and just took off.
I'm wearing them too.
Oh my. Getting dressed on WAN show.
By our powers combined. Anyways, that's for later. What is Philip on the hardware subreddit? I just saw this during my like news gathering. He's like, in Turing and Volta, each SM subcore can execute 132 wide bundle of instructions per clock. However, it can only complete 16 FP32 operations per clock. But Ampere has moved back to executing 32 FP32 operations per SM subcore per clock. Okay? So if you are in the chat and you know anything about what I just said, that's a good point. But I have no idea what I just said.
I think something to tie into that, and I'm gonna actually just quickly fire through the 3070 notes, and then I'll jump into this more. But yeah, okay. So just hold that thought for a second. The 3070,
hold it.
It should have 2080 Ti levels of performance for $500. It'll have 58, 88 CUDA cores. The 2080 has 4352 and should have a higher clock speed as well, delivering better performance for less than half the price, which is pretty awesome. It's targeted squarely at the console market with that pricing. I don't know how much I agree with that. There's a note that says, or because we don't know the exact pricing and it's rumored to be high, it might actually undercut the consoles. I mean, yeah, for just the graphics card. I don't think that's how
that's an interesting
price systems out.
That's an interesting angle at it, though, because like I think that most people don't expect that AMD is going to come out with cards in the fall that compete with Nvidia on the high end.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, who knows? Their last card, the 5600, 5700 XT, was like, it was okay, and it was like,
it's a little
it was impressive.
Yeah.
But I think that specifically given the timing of this launch and the fact that there is consoles coming out in a few months or less than a few months, it's
speaking of AMD, AMD has teased RDNA 2 in a Fortnite Easter egg in the AMD Battle Arena map, which I didn't know was a thing. Simply stating something big is coming to the AMD Battle Arena, unlocked by entering the code 6000 while playing, which is almost certainly a reference to the naming scheme for those cards. So one of my big things here that has been driving me nuts, and I tried to be spicy in a tweet, and it didn't really hit home all that well. One, because I forgot that I guess I bought my first car a very long time ago, and inflation has happened. So I tried to make a comment about that, and that didn't hit home super well. And I mentioned that like they've been increasing the release dates, and that's sort of, but also not sort of true. So like the 580 came out November 9th, kind of end of the year, 2010. 680 came out March 2012. 780 came out May 2013. 980 came out September 2014. We're seeing mostly year after year releases through 580, 680, 780, 980. Then the 980 Ti comes out in June of 2015. And this sets a little bit of a trend. The 1080 comes out in May of 2016, and then we don't see 2080 for a while because the 1080 Ti then comes out in March of 2017. 2080 comes out in September 2018. We don't see 3080 for a while they released the 2080 Super, in July of 2019. Then we finally see the 3080. So one of my comments was like, yeah, it's not super hard to make like fantastic generational leaps when you release things so spread apart, but that's not super accurate because they've been releasing things fairly spread apart for a while now. They just didn't used to.
Yeah.
But
you were like, oh, what? We're not on a yearly thing anymore, and I'm like, I don't think it's been that for a little bit. Huh?
Yeah, it's been a little while. It hasn't been that many generations, but it has been quite a few years because they've slowed it down so much.
The 700 series and the 900 series were like, oh wait, but that was kind of confusing because they kind of skipped the 800 series and it was mobile only.
The 7 and the 9 were really close.
Yeah.
It was once we started getting into the 4-digit series, like transitioning from 9 to 1000 and 1000 to 2000 and 2000 to 3000 have all been these like big jumps with a TI in between, essentially.
I mean, to talk about your tweet about the car for $1,500, I mean, that's not, you can find like scrapper.
You still sort of can. Yeah, it just would have been a lot easier like 10 years ago.
It would just be like a really bad car.
Yeah.
But that's all you need. Gets you point A to B.
Yeah, I got one response to somebody who was like, my first car was like $50,000. I was like, okay, calm down. But
lucky person.
But the point I guess I was trying to make, regardless of how well that tweet actually hit, was like, I don't think the excitement and the braggartness is warranted. It's been a pretty big gap. Okay, that's been a trend for a little while now, but it has been a pretty big gap since the last card. And 2000 series was a massive disappointment.
Was it?
Like if you remember the talks around like 2080 Ti and RTX when it first came out, there was that, I believe it was Tom's article talking about like, do you want to live any amount of your life without RTX? And everyone was like, no, I don't care. And almost all the reviewers recommended that people don't really buy it. Like it didn't really hit home all that well. And then they're following up that launch with like an actual improvement.
It didn't hit home well because Nvidia put such a heavy emphasis on ray tracing and how it's the future and like blah blah blah. And then it turns out that okay, you get a huge performance penalty. And it looks really nice, but like you can basically play.
You're like single player games.
Instead of playing like 4K, 100 FPS or whatever, you're playing like 1080p 30. But like
in a very small amount of games.
For non-ray traced games, I don't know, it was definitely a huge jump in performance, was it not?
I think the community moved to it mostly because the 10,000 or the 1000 series cards were cycled out. And you might as well buy the new things that price replaced them. I don't think it was like this massive leap. So I think it's easier to jump from that forward.
It wasn't this type of leap for sure.
Yeah. Well, okay. That's the other thing I want to talk about. Getting excited is cool, but I really don't like the response personally that has happened to the 3000 series cards. And I think that's where I tried to like lash out with my not very well written tweet.
You don't like people getting excited about things, Luke?
I don't like this type of excitement. This feels to me like people getting super hyped for games and pre-ordering them as fast as they can. People are fire selling their 2080 Ti's. People are like, if you look on Reddit, if you look on Twitter, it's like the second coming of the graphics cards. Like everyone is 1000% certain that this is going to be the greatest thing that has ever seen the face of the planet. That is made out of metal and silicon and goes in your computer. Like it's crazy, and it's entirely based off of Nvidia's claims, which like it just like how have we not learned from this?
But that's the interesting thing is that normally with these launches they come out and they're like, oh, can you believe it? It doubled the performance. Oh, well, it's the most CUDA cores you've ever seen in a freaking thing. Blah blah blah. But DigitalFoundry actually had their hands on it, and they actually put out some independent performance numbers. And it's not like a full review, but it definitely served to kind of like at least sort of be like, hey, this isn't all just marketing speak.
That does help a lot.
It looked like,
and it helps a lot that it's DigitalFoundry, specifically because we've gotten a lot of good stuff from them in the past, and I think they're cool and they do really good.
And also it's unfair because like why did they get the freaking card first?
Yes.
Rude.
Yes. I would hope that people would reserve more judgment And again, it does help that DigitalFoundry's there, but I would hope that people would reserve a little bit more judgment until it's out, at least in the hands of reviewers. Honestly, preferably though, in the hands of customers as well. Like
I think though. Hey, I'm totally with you. I hate pre-ordering games. I tell everybody, like, don't pre-order anything ever, basically, because it's offensive to me. Who I feel like I'm pretty frugal with my money. Like, I don't really go and buy things for myself that often. So when I see people like pre-ordering a new phone or something, I'm like, just settle down, just all calm down here. But in this case, I don't think you can even pre-order it. I think that's one of the interesting things about this launch is that they're not allowing people to. Are you frozen? Am I frozen? No. Okay, you were just.
I was looking at something. Sorry.
Really great job of just holding your position. I don't think you're allowed to. I don't think you're allowed to pre-order these. I think they have basically there's some rules where you can kind of like pre-order on the day of release, sort of.
Yeah, I mean that's probably going to be a bit of a thing because I'm looking at the hype. There's almost certainly going to be stock issues,
right?
And we've seen that in the past, and I wouldn't be surprised if miners try to get their hands on them as well. So like, there's probably going to be quite the dash for purchasing these. I haven't dove way too far into the DigitalFoundry video. Someone's trying to say they did Doom Eternal at 4K max settings. And a 2080 was benched against it. 2080 only has 8 gigabytes of memory, and Doom Eternal can have issues at those settings when you have 8 gigabytes of memory. So there's like, I don't know. I haven't dove into it. But one of my things, like, DigitalFoundry is great. I have nothing against DigitalFoundry at all. But have always said, even when I was doing reviews, if you watch, they're trying to say bye, I guess. If you watch, like, when I was making reviews, if you watched my review, I would highly recommend that you check out other people's as well. Because there's like always different ways of testing things and looking at things. And you should cross-examine.
Wait a second. Linus let you review a graphics card?
At one point in time.
Because he never let me review one.
Anthony does those, right?
Yeah, but like I'm right here. I sit right next to him.
That was the first. I think that was the first
plug
segment.
it in the system and you just gotta plug it in the system and just play some games. Like,
yeah, that's it for sure.
Yeah, like I can play Doom Eternal at 4K at max settings. That doesn't seem hard at all.
I used to be really, really into finding benchmarking segments that I thought were really good and like encapsulated a bunch of the different things that would stress that card in that game. And I used to release videos about these benchmarking segments. Like there's a video of how you can benchmark your own system on Far Cry 3 using the benchmarking run that I used. There was a video about that. It did terribly. No one cared. But I used to like love this stuff. But Linus never wanted to like pay me to play video games until I could find a segment that I thought was good. So I used to do it on my stream after work, and it would be the most boring streams ever because I'd get to a segment of the game that I thought was pretty good, and then I'd just play it like 10 times over and over and over again to like see how repetitive I could make it. Like can I make this really consistent every time? Because it has to be the same.
That's some engaging content, dude.
It was beautiful.
Hashtag content.
But yeah, I just like genuinely, this is nothing against DigitalFoundry. I think they're fantastic. They've released a ton of really great content.
I'm reading a lot of hostility.
No, there's none. But wait till more reviewers get to see it. Wait till maybe some users, if you're not 100% sure, get to see it. Like just it. Reserve your judgment a little bit. The amount of hype that I've seen out there is kind of wild. And I get it. The community as a whole these days is a little starved for new releases. Like I was talking about, back in the day, we used to get graphics card releases all the time. We used to get CPU releases all the time. We used to get everything else under the sun. There was new stuff coming out super, super often, all the time. So it's fun. It's exciting. I get that. But don't like... I worry because some people get caught up in hype really, really easily. And I don't want someone to spend $1,500 on a 3090 because they think they need it. And like I've seen a lot of posts like, and I know they're being sarcastic, but they're like, oh, I guess my 2080 Ti is garbage now. It's like, well, no, it's not. If you spent the money on a 2080 Ti, maybe you're Mr. Ballin and you don't care and you're just going to buy a new one anyways. But like, it's still going to be really good.
You know people who have like you know them personally and they go and buy a 3090 or like a Titan in the past, and they just have absolutely no business buying that. It's like you have literally no reason to buy that. You could do just well with like a 70 series. You have no okay, wow. Yeah,
1,000%.
fair enough. Because
1,000%.
Maybe
there
I'm
are
just
tons of them.
when I talk about like the hype for these things, and I'm hyped myself because I'm like, whoa, that is a huge performance jump. I think I'm just imagining that people like, but at the same time, I don't know, because a lot of people came in the writers' room here when they, I think Andy came around and did a Floatplane exclusive video, and he was like asking everybody, hey, you're gonna get a 3080 or whatever, or are you gonna get a 3000 series? And almost everyone here said they're gonna get either a 3080 or a 3090, or I think one of them. I think Nicholas said he was going to get two 3080s. I'm like, what?
Why would you do that? The SI sucks. Like,
because like I'm the guy who's like, all right, where's the price to performance? I want the best bang for buck situation.
Yes, thank you. See, that's great, and you're going to get those better price to performance outlooks once more reviewers have it in hand. And like, and there is things to genuinely be excited about. The on paper performance is fantastic. And like the stuff that DigitalFoundry pushed out, great. It looks awesome. And like pushing the industry forward is great. Doesn't mean that you necessarily need to buy one.
Oh,
like,
no, for sure.
I know of people that'll run like 2080 Ti's and then 1080p monitors. And they're not running like 240
really?
hertz. Yes. They're not running like 240 hertz crazy stuff, gaming at an insane level. They're just like, I need the cool new thing that everyone's all hyped up about.
That's got to be a minority, though. Hey, guys in the chat, I'm sorry if you're running a 2080 Ti on a 1080p monitor, and it's not like 240 hertz or something.
Dude, I know people that have I think he has a 2080. He doesn't have an SSD.
Oh dear.
Like there's a lot of, and I'm working on these people.
Yeah,
okay?
well, hey, don't mean to shame people who boot off hard drives. It's like you use what you got. But
for
apparently,
sure,
you had enough to buy a 2080.
That's not a balanced system. That's where I'm going at. Like it's right. Yeah. Like if you're booting off a hard drive, if you're making it work, if you're having fun, if you're interested in your computer, that's fantastic. Not ragging on you at all. But like, I mean, Kyle actually has a fantastic video, Bitwit. On Floatplane. I don't know if it's out on YouTube yet. Check out his Floatplane. Go subscribe. But it's like specking out a system. I believe it's with a 3080. I think he might have one with a 3070 that might be on YouTube now. I'm not sure. But it's actually really good. And one of the things that he talks about in the intro is like, okay, I could have taken the previous build that I did with the cheaper graphics card and just plunked in the new graphics card and been like, well, it's $200 more. That was an easy video. But that's not really how you should probably plan things. If you're going to spend more money on a computer, you should kind of holistically bring everything up. And I agree with that. So just consider these things. Just be excited for it for sure, but don't forget your brain and only bring your wallet. Just
what we should do. You know what this means. In order to make sure everyone has balanced systems, Linus Tech Tips just has to make everyone a PC who asks for it. They're like, please, I just want a game. Please, my parents won't give me a laptop. Please make me a PC. We just have to do it for everybody to ensure that this doesn't happen. You know what
would actually be really funny is if you guys did actually do it one time. Although you'd be setting yourself up for
made everyone a PC.
No, to like one person. Like one of the random people that asked. He was like, you know what? Sure. You get one.
One a month.
Oh, wow. That would actually be quite
one a year. Oh, sorry. Wow, that was too much.
You should
building 12 PCs.
You could get a sponsor for that. I don't know. Whatever. I'm going to get off this topic. There's more things to talk about.
Video out of this.
As we already talked
the
about.
reflex.
Reflex. Go for it.
Yeah. You know about that?
Yeah.
That's another crazy thing, because I feel like with each of these graphics cards launches, they try to make it interesting, right? Like,
yes.
the last one obviously was ray tracing, and that was the big deal, and DLSS and the sharpening and all that. But this time they have that crazy performance jump, and they also have, I feel like each one of these extras that they kind of threw in there actually has some value. It's not just kind of like, we reduced jaggies by 30%.
That has value. But yeah, I agree.
Well, it's, whatever.
Reflex and
it's
broadcast.
a slightly different anti-aliasing method,
Yeah.
But this one, it's like there are concrete things that they've added that are actually interesting. Like NVIDIA reflexes could, their technology could reduce latency, system latency, total input latency.
It's so cool to me,
I think in 30 milliseconds in some cases.
Whoa, okay. It's so cool to me, too,
Yeah, that's wild.
that they're going to let you visualize input latency throughout the chain. That is super valuable. Just in case you have something that's dragging you back, you can fix that. That's
identify it.
Yeah, reflex sounds super cool to me. NVIDIA broadcast sounds cool. They've been doing really quite a great job with their suite of broadcast stuff over the years.
RTX voice is kind of like the next step in that progression.
Yep, RTX voice is great. NVIDIA Omniverse, like all this stuff seems really cool. They've been killing it in the like additional cool software things department for quite a while now.
Yeah. And unfortunately, I feel like that is the one thing where AMD has been lacking. Like I'm cheering for AMD as much as the next guy. The success of Ryzen, I've cheered it on from day one. But it's sad because still in graphics cards, they haven't had that Ryzen level success yet. And maybe this RDNA 2 is the one that hits it out of the park. But yeah, you got to say about NVIDIA though, they came up with this reflex technology, and they had to say, okay, but we're gonna put a module in certain monitors that makes them the special monitors that has the reflex monitor. They couldn't just we have to find a way to sell these modules in monitors. Right after we got through this whole G-Sync thing and be like, okay, now
we need a new one
on FreeSync compatible. Yeah.
We need a new one. And from the AMD side of things, you are much more just buying like the performance of the card. And if they can beat them on price to performance, that might be really interesting for people, because I can, as cool as these features are, and I will definitely back up that they are cool, a massive percentage of the audience is never going to use NVIDIA Broadcast, NVIDIA Omniverse Machinima, like all that kind of stuff. Even NVIDIA Reflex, for a lot of people, I think is going to be a cool, like, click the button, see it, go, well, there's nothing I can really do about that anyways, and then move on. Absolutely.
I mean, like, there is a level on which all of this is all of these extra features are fluff for sure.
They're really, really nice premium features that I appreciate a lot, and I'm sure other people appreciate a lot, but yeah.
Premium features for a premium GPU. That's NVIDIA.
Click
the link below.
with your green background right now.
LTGstore.com.
Hey.
As long as we're chilling.
Yeah, we might as well go for it. I'm gonna.
You know what? I didn't even put on the.
Yeah, I'm going for it too.
Oh man!
Did I even put the? Oh. Nice. How well did the headphones actually go? Wow, this is actually pretty. It got more comfortable when I put the headphones on.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I could see myself gaming like this.
I feel like Naruto. I feel like I need to play a fighting game right now. This is fantastic. Run! The two wristbands and the headband. The two wristbands and the headband are 100% cotton, and they cost $9.99. LTTstore.com.
$9.99 for the headband and the
whole
wristband?
shebang. Yeah. I'm gonna try to see if I can.
That seemed like it was like a setup. That seemed like we had set up that moment. I'm like, wait, $9.99? Are you kidding me? I actually didn't know that was the price.
This isn't working.
What, me?
No. Sorry, my side of things. There.
What happened?
Sorry, I'm trying to do ghetto marketing. There we go. Perfect.
What are you doing?
You will not have seen that. You'll see it on the stream in a little bit if you have it open.
Wait. Okay, now I need to go to the stream. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yes, 9.
Oh, I don't have it actually streaming anywhere because my laptop sucks, apparently.
Yes, it has still been lagging a little bit. $9.99 USD. Get all 3 of them. Build your next PC in style and wipe the sweat off as you deal with the heat of that 350 watt 390 that you're definitely buying to use Facebook and play Fortnite. Moving forward.
Can you even see what I'm doing, Luke? You can't even see what I'm doing on my camera.
No, I did. Can you do it again?
No, the moment is past.
All right. So
much more to talk about. Oh my gosh, there's so much more I want to talk to you about, Luke.
Oh my, like what?
The Intel Tiger Lake 11th Gen mobile release.
Okay, are we moving forward?
But before that, I wanted to ask you if this is what being a streamer feels like. Because normally on the WAN show, when I've been on the WAN show, it's like a set and we're sitting there together. It's like, that's not like streaming, but now we're like, it's like we're on a Discord call.
Yes.
I might as well be playing League of Legends in the background while we're talking about this. Like, I feel very streamery.
I think the biggest problem I'm having with this show is I think your laggy laptop. Because I think there's like vocal lag through Discord, and we're talking over each other a little bit sometimes.
Oh, we're definitely talking over each other. There's a bunch of delay.
Yes, but okay, Tiger Lake, let's go. Mobile.
Well, it's a. Yeah, I just pasted this in without any of the actual details.
None of it.
But I can kind of talk about it off the top of my head because I remember when we did this with TechLink.
Fantastic.
So this is all mobile. It's designed for thin and lights. So it's kind of like all these parts are kind of like the U variant. But they're kind of switching things up for this one. These are all like they all end in G7. Hold on, let me bring up the link. It's 11th gen. They all come with Z graphics built in, and the big interesting thing there is that Intel's Z graphics in gaming can outperform the Ryzen 7 4800U, which is like also the thin and light part on AMD's side, and Nvidia's MX 350 discrete graphics card. I mean, that's like the lowest end one or whatever, but. In terms of gaming, apparently, the Z graphics on the 11th gen is going to be pretty good. Integrated. Is it? Can you just not hear me at all? Like, is it
I can. No, I can. I'm trying to like. I don't have desktop capture, so I just moved the chart of performance stuff over your window, and I'm trying to like move it along with you while you're talking. So please continue.
Oh wow. Well, that's pretty much it.
Okay.
Wait. Oh, Project Athena. So I don't know if you've heard of Project Athena.
No.
Have you? Okay. That was their kind of like, it was like the successor to the Ultrabook initiative. So.
Oh yes. Okay.
Intel
Yeah.
The whole Ultrabook thing to be like, hey, thin and light laptops, this is the new standard. And now, like, when you have a thin and light laptop, you call it an Ultrabook basically. And Project Athena was like the next step in that, so that things would be thin and light, but they'd also like boot quickly, and maybe they'd have 5G and that kind of thing. They'd be more like smartphones. And so that's been renamed now to Intel Evo. Why are you laughing at me?
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at someone in chat. Keep going.
What'd they say?
They're laughing at me because they said Luke, very manly man, can't hear and move mouse at the same time. That's fair. That's fair. I was just very concentrated.
Multitasking isn't a traditionally masculine trait. I can't multitask for crap.
Oh my goodness, that was funny. Sorry.
And then of course every notebook maker under the sun, Asus, Acer, MSI, all these guys announced like 11th gen versions of the laptops. But I think that one of the issues is that we're not seeing a price for those. And
right.
Obviously we don't have full performance numbers yet because it's just the reveal, but this is kind of an interesting answer to AMD's laptop parts that just released earlier this year. So we'll have to see whether this is good enough to kind of like get Intel back on the right track here. I mean, it's 10 nanometer, and apparently the IPC gains for these chips are somewhat impressive compared to the last 10 nanometer chips, nanometer. But I don't know. I mean, there's not much to say about it, I guess, because like there wasn't like a crazy performance boost like the 39, which I've already pre-ordered multiple times.
And again, speaking of which, I would wait for reviews on these things as per usual. Is there like individual release dates for any of these products? I know they're going to be like in laptops. So like, did the laptops themselves have? I know it's called the launch event. So are they coming like now or?
Probably. Hold on a second.
Okay.
People in the chat maybe even know that more like off the top of their head.
The first comment I see is 2024. I don't think so.
2024. Oh jeez. September.
Okay, so yeah, like essentially now, but maybe they're not on shelves yet. Similar to the Nvidia stuff. Cool. Okay.
Who knows?
I think we should.
So that was that basically.
I think we should take a quick break to talk about our sponsors other than ltdstore.com. $9.99 wristbands, also large water bottles for sale. Check them out. And that will include wait, what? No, I left that there. That wasn't supposed to be there. Wait, what happened here?
Nerd or die. Hello?
Hold on. I'm working on it. Uh-oh. None of these things are what I want to get rid of.
Wait, where are you? Are you in the document?
I am, but there's something.
They're in there.
I didn't do something. Hold on. We need to talk about a different topic really quick that you can carry while I fix the show.
Sure. Wait, what topic? Wait, what happened to the show?
We can find. We'll be fine. Talk about the Nintendo stuff.
I'll talk about the Nintendo stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. So here, guys, guess what? It's 35th anniversary of Mario, I think.
Yeah, definitely not.
I don't even know if that's true. It's not Nintendo, right? Because Nintendo's been around since like the early 1900s or something.
Really shouldn't. Yeah, the card company or whatever.
Yeah, so it's got to be Mario. And so for his 35th anniversary of Super Mario Brothers, that's what it is. And so they've announced some weird stuff. And the first thing is a actual live RC car that you can control with your Nintendo Switch. So you can like set up a virtual course around your house and then like pick up your Switch and control this like actual Mario Kart that is like driving around on your floor.
Oh, and it's got like a camera on it and stuff, so it still feels interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like you need a Channel Super Fun revival thing here because back way at the beginning, YouTube Channel Super Fun. Linus and I went to a skate park with like a Yoshi and a Mario in like Mario Kart setups. This was like way OG, one of the first videos we did, I think. Yeah, real life Mario Kart RC race 6 years ago, 2.4 million views. You guys recreate that video, but with ones with cameras on it. Go back to like the same skate park, and then but have people like sit away so they can't even look at the skate park, and have the race. Because you've got the camera on it.
Yeah, skate park would actually probably be like closer to an actual Mario Kart track because it's got all this crazy stuff.
Yeah, you guys could bring just some little like cones so you can map out the track a little bit.
Totally.
That would be awesome.
I don't know whether you like. You must map out the track before you kind of start going. I can't like. It can't just like start driving and then it like lays down things as you go.
Yeah, I don't really.
Although it does overlay like other virtual characters from Mario Kart on the screen and like power-ups and stuff.
Yes.
So it is like playing like actual Mario Kart, but you can see the. You know, honestly, I don't really see the appeal of this. I guess it's kind of fun for kids. Nintendo's for kids, I guess. So I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah. So it looks like it's a bit of a checkpoint system, and you lay down these like the checkpoint flags, and it can see the like QR style code that goes along the checkpoint, which is the black and white squares.
Oh, nice.
And then I think it like somewhat auto maps the course out to a certain degree from there.
That's pretty cool.
I could see it being kind of fun.
Like, use like a Hot Wheels ramp or something, and like put like have the, you know how
that would have to be a really intense Hot Wheels ramp, because they're like big cars. They're not little like.
Well, put a few of them together. Put a few of the tracks together, and then you fit on there, or something. Like, because that's one of the coolest things about those new Mario Kart games. Is like when you kind of go up on the wall and your wheels go, and you're like, ooh, I'm going around. That's crazy. Good to recreate it in real life. That's what I want to know.
Yeah, I think you guys should do a video on this. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, I'll pitch it.
Nice.
And then the other thing is a little point of controversy because they've released the Super Mario 3D All Stars package bundle, which has Super Mario 64, Sunshine, and Galaxy, I think, remastered versions for the Switch. And it's like, oh, sweet, you're bringing remastered versions of games to the Switch, but you can only buy it from, I think, later in September to the end of March.
Oh, so
and then they take it away.
People are upset about the fact that it's being taken away?
David was quite upset. I don't want to
seems a little silly. I would definitely.
Well, this is what's so confusing about Nintendo. Yeah, just why? Like, so many of their policies. You make some really good games. We want to play your games, and we want to play them online, and we want to give you our money for stuff. So let us buy the stuff. They're like, okay, but only for these months. Why?
Yeah, we like traditionally even want to give you more money than other people.
Yeah,
That's been
like
a trend.
Maybe I don't want to buy it now. I got a lot of games in my queue to play, but like maybe I want to buy it later. Maybe I'll put that on my wish list or whatever. Like, no, have to buy it now.
It's kind of crazy.
Because it's special.
And then
But why?
The Super Mario Bros. 35 turns classic Mario gameplay into a 35-person battle royale.
Yes, and this is particularly funny because a fan made his own version of a Mario
shut
Royale
it down
game. Yeah, and they shut it down, and that one had 100 players, right? I think. Do you remember when that came out? That seems like something you would know about.
I think it was 75 players.
Oh, whoa! I just moved.
Yeah, 75. The other one was 75 players.
Oh, 75. Oops, I lied in TechLink then. Guys, go to TechLink once it's live. I don't think it's live yet because I have to publish
The Verge says it's 75 players, so I don't. That's the quote on the Verge's site. We'll see.
So I might still be right.
Potentially.
You're telling me there's a chance.
We'll have to
but this one has 35.
Building a computer.
The fan made one had them actually. All the players could like run around on the screen at once, and this one, it's like Tetris 99 where you're playing a game, and there's 34 other people playing on the side, and if you like defeat a bad guy, the bad guy will like get knocked over to their game, and then they have to get rid of the bad guy. You ever played Tetris 99?
It's been a very, very long time, but yes, I actually love Tetris.
Can't have been that long. It's only been out for a couple of years.
I think I played it like on launch, not very much, and then was like, oh yeah, I really prefer playing this game on other mediums. I never went back.
I mean, it was free, so. But yeah, you like send things to other people, to other people's games to make it more difficult, and that's how you like eliminate them. But yeah, a few strange announcements from Intel to celebrate the 35th anniversary. Very confusing.
Nintendo, yes. Jumping to, you said Intel. Jumping to ad spots really quick. I actually fixed it this time, so now we can talk about the sponsors. Thank you very much, Nerd or Die. Nerd or Die offers stream overlays, alerts, widgets, and more for live streamers and content creators. They have complete stream packages available for purchase as well as individual elements. They even got some free resources available if you don't have any cash up front. Create custom personalized Twitch and Mixer panels. Very nice, very nice
more.
notes here for free with their profile panel maker. If you're an aspiring streamer, learn more about Nerd or Die today at the link below, which is here on screen. I guess I can't put my hand onto Riley's side of the screen, but it's here on screen or below the video if you're watching the VOD.
Is this right?
Perfect. There you go. Yeah, you nailed it. 1 second. Ridge Wallet. Stop carrying the pointless items around in your pocket like receipts, old hotel room keys, or spent gift cards. Ridge Wallet helps you carry less. Yeah, stop now! Using 2 metal plates that are bound by a strong elastic band, it keeps your cards tightly together but still accessible. It is RFD blocking and has a lifetime guarantee. It's available in aluminum, carbon fiber, and titanium. They don't just sell wallets, they have battery banks, bags, smartphone covers, and more. Use offer code Linus to save 10% on everything, all of it, at ridge.com/Linus. You can check out
everything?
That down below. I guess, yeah, it says 10% on everything.
Everything.
It's a pretty broad sale. Jumping to MSI Vigor GK50 Elite. The MSI Vigor GK50 Elite gaming keyboard with Kale mechanical switches. Ergonomic high-low keycap design helps reduce strain and pain for your hands and wrists. It has brushed metal top plate and octagonal-shaped keycaps. Comes with bright per-key RGB lighting and various effects. You can fine-tune detail settings with MSI's Dragon Center software. And check it out today at the link in the video description, or actually, yeah, I guess just there because it says at the link below.
That was the Dragon Center. That was the dragon from
Oh,
the Dragon Center.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, fantastic.
They make sounds like cats.
that's
I'm the
where
most dangerous dragon.
I feel like cats probably think they are fairly often.
Probably. Cats, man. Cats, they're so friggin' full of themselves. I hate cats.
I'm much more of a dog person myself as well.
I'm not lying. Like why would you get a cat when you can get a dog? No offense to the cats, the cool cats out there, but
I think it's for people that like don't I'm gonna get really judgmental here, but if you like don't want to like spend time or deal with your pet at all, but you want a pet.
Whoa.
I catch fire for this all the time though, because some people have these like super affectionate cats. I just in most of my experience, they just want to be left alone, which is completely fine if that's the style you're going for.
Those cats aren't normal cats.
Which
cats
ones?
probably spent a lot of time with dogs, and then they became more like dogs. You can't be like, oh, cats are affectionate, and show your cat that's basically a dog.
I don't know.
The reason your cat is cool is because it's like a dog, not because it's a cool cat. Yeah.
I don't know. I've never had a cat, so I can't properly judge. But
I had a cat. My family adopted a street cat named Sassy, and she was.
Oh my.
She would scratch it. Anyways,
let's
we can talk about cats the whole show if you want.
Dude, I'm down.
Or we could talk about the first battery-free Game Boy.
Yeah, what the heck is this? Dutch?
Well, let me tell you. Or do you want to go? Why don't you tell me about it, Luke? I have no idea what it is.
Well, it's not an actual Game Boy.
It is.
It is?
Why don't you read the points, Luke?
Okay. Dutch computer scientist at Delft University of Technology. Oh, giving me all the crazy names. Jasper de Winkel revealed that's an awesome name.
Yes, you're Dave Hinkle.
Revealed the world's first battery-free Game Boy, dubbed Engage. Rather than having a battery pack, the front of the device is covered in solar cells and utilizes other energy harvesting techniques to power itself. The project was grown out of a study involving energy harvesting and what they call intermittent computing devices. Intermittent computing devices harvest small amounts of power, resulting in devices that only remain on for a few seconds rather than hours. This is opposed to batteries, which continuously drain at varying rates until completed.
Okay. No more of this. They wrote a whole essay.
This is very long.
Anthony gets very excited about writing all the details.
Yes. So it's actually like an OG Game Boy. That's what I'm seeing here?
Okay, wait. Now I need to look at the notes. I'm sorry, Anthony,
green and black Tetris on a solar-powered device.
I think that it's not. I think that it's not a they built it themselves. Like it's all custom.
Yeah, like it's not a officially from Nintendo device for sure.
It runs a Game Boy emulator though, so you can run Game Boy games on it. And I don't know if you got to this part yet, but like it stays on by having these solar panels that provide power, but it also gets power from button presses.
Oh, interesting.
And if you don't press any buttons for like 10 seconds, it'll just shut off.
It also doesn't generate sound.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Because sound would take too much power.
And you know what's funny is like all the framing for this that I saw in the articles are like, oh, they're laying the groundwork for a future, the future devices of not battery powered mobile gaming devices, and I'm like, what? Like this thing can barely stay on, and it's running like the simplest 2D games.
The screen is super small.
Yeah, it's very small.
It doesn't have sound.
Presently, Engage is capable of gameplay for up to 10 seconds at a time by harvesting energy from the solar panels. Yeah,
it's definitely it's a very cool like hackery project. I very much appreciate it for that. I don't know if it's paving the way of the future, but it's a really cool, like having one of these would be kind of neat. I think it's cool that these guys made this. But
Anthony made a note at the bottom and said, imagine if we could harvest energy from keystrokes and other button presses on a larger scale, because right now all that power is going to waste. That's interesting. Like I wonder if it would be able to make any sort of difference at all. Like what if your laptop could like get some power from like your typing?
You have a 3090 and you have this mechanical keyboard, and each key press just takes like 2 pounds of force, so that you can like try to generate any amount of like actually impactful power. He's like, I need to turn left.
It would be a good thing for self-control, like you cuts your 6-hour gaming the 6-hour gaming sessions in half.
Everyone's gonna have these like super jacked like hand and wrist muscles pressing down these like super heavy keys, because you'd have to like you'd have to add.
I see you're a gamer.
The jerks in the computing community would be the gamers, because they want their like very like light fast key presses. And everyone else has to have these like super jacked up keys, so that they can, because it has to have some amount of resistance to like actually generate a decent amount of power. So we're like
generative typing.
Yeah, we're like reversing the technological path that key switches have gone down over like quite a while.
Gosh.
Well, actually, I think
typists would be more jacked than gamers, because gamers are just using the WASD or whatever.
Gamers would have like really set up these fingers and the muscles that connect to them, and like nothing else.
Or I guess what do you call it? MOBA players would maybe have more fingers.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Fantastic.
But it would just be left hand. They'd be asymmetrical.
Well, now you just need a mouse that has like really intense switches in it too.
You got really strong 2 fingers.
Just like your first day rock climbing, you're just amazing, and everyone's like, what's going on? How are you so good at this? I play League of Legends.
It's the it's the future. You guys talked Epic Games and Apple to death last week, right?
I think we've talked about them like a couple weeks in a row. Why? What's up?
Okay, well, I don't know. I just feel like that's something I could actually talk about instead of CUDA cores in
I'll take an aside there. We had a win very recently that we talked about last WAN show. We've been fighting for months now, actually, to try to get the Floatplane app on the iOS App Store. I forgot what it's called for a second. Play Store was stuck in my head, because I do that a little bit more often. But it's been quite the battle. Long story short, eventually I just filed for like, can you guys call me and tell me what the heck is actually going on. And the guy picks up the phone and was like, yeah, I reviewed it myself and everything's fine, so we're going to approve it. And I was like, great, sweet. We waited for months for someone to actually properly take a look at it. So that's live now on the iOS store and launched today. Dark mode is on the Play Store. We finally have dark mode in the Floatplane app on the Play Store. It will be coming to the iOS app as well. We just hit the Play Store with it first. We'll see if Apple decides that you're not allowed to have dark mode. So we'll see how that goes. Maybe that'll happen. I don't know. But yeah,
as long as you didn't like sneak in a little sneaky disclosure about the fact that they're taking 30% of purchases or something, it should be fine.
Yeah, we did nothing of the sort. We had dark mode previously in a beta on the Play Store. Now it's in the production line, so you guys should all be getting an update to that very soon.
Dark mode, everything, man.
Heck yeah.
'Cause life's dark.
I don't like it.
You just put it up there as a feature that people should be excited about.
No. Our feature is cool. I think Jaden did a fantastic job with it. I think the design, the colorization, all of that is fantastic. I mean, dark mode in general. Because I find it worse because every time that something like if I reload a page in my browser to like flash a white screen for a second, or whenever something bright comes on, it's like, oh, and it like actually hurts. And then it goes back to dark mode. I'm like, okay, I'm fine.
But if it's hurting you that much, that means that you're in a very dark room, right?
Yeah.
And you should go to bed. It's a nice reminder. I'm all about these self-control. Keep yourself accountable.
Screw the invention of the light bulb. We need to go to bed when the sun goes down.
Yeah, we don't need that. Yeah, no, there's not much to say about the Apple Epic thing.
Other topics. Elon Musk made a cyborg pig.
Yeah. How do you feel about that?
I thought it was pretty interesting. They showed
you eat the pork.
Yeah, I mean, as long as I guess I'm not eating its brain, I think that'd be fine.
There was a computer in there.
But it was in its brain.
Yeah, but you could get metal poisoning.
I don't. It was a fairly interesting demo. I think the community was probably expecting more, but I thought it was pretty cool. And to me, it felt like I think some people were expecting a lot of application when they showed a lot of like almost more API level stuff.
Yeah.
Like they showed you like, this is what we can expose. Like this is the information we can expose. We're not really doing much with it, but this is the information that we can expose. And I think people were expecting application. I think it's still super cool. But yeah, we'll have to wait.
Yeah, Elon Musk also like played down the whole thing where he kind of like described it as a Fitbit in your skull. And whereas before, I think when most people think of like these kind of brain machine interfaces, and especially coming from Elon Musk, you're like, oh my gosh, he's making a way for us to live in the Matrix, basically.
Yeah.
And then he comes out and it's like, well, we managed to put it in a pig, and now we know what he's smelling.
And like a lot of their actual work has gone into like the robotic surgery stuff and like stuff like that, which you have to take care of these more infrastructure style projects before you can dive into the more fun things.
Yeah, I think when Elon Musk announces these kind of things, I kind of like know to be a little cautious because I know that he likes to move fast, you know, like Tesla.
Likes the hype machine.
He likes to say that he's going to move fast anyways. Like, I think he said that they were supposed to have a fleet of self-driving Tesla taxis by the end of this year or something, but then obviously that didn't happen. But I think that when he announces these things, I'm like, okay, look, we're not going to have like the thing from Black Mirror where you just stick it on your head and now you're in like a video game and you do all sorts of crazy things while you're in the video game. If anyone's seen that episode, have you ever seen Black Mirror?
Yeah, isn't that the one where it's like the horror game or whatever?
There's a bunch of episodes where they like put these things on their head or whatever, and they're like in a video game. But like the most recent season had a pretty wild, pretty wild episode. I think it's not appropriate for. It's a little iffy. Okay, so
okay. I don't know if I've seen it or not.
I didn't think we were gonna get that right away. I think that when I see this, I'm kind of like, all right, it's gonna be very, incremental.
Yeah,
we're gonna see like, oh, we put in a pig. Look, the real thing here is that, look, we put it in the pig and the pig didn't die. Great job, everybody. Apparently they got a chimpanzee to actually control a computer, so they're getting there. Human trials are coming soon once they figure out how to not kill people.
Yeah, like something... Wait, what?
What?
Was this ripped off?
What did you find out?
Oh, no, okay. So for some reason it says that this was uploaded. Oh, Google like grabbed the description from a new video but put it under a different video. Anyways, if you want to go to YouTube, keep this tab open, go to YouTube, open a new tab on YouTube and search Linus Tech Tips OCZ Neural Impulse Actuator. This is like...
What?
This...
What are you talking about?
The OCZ Neural Impulse Actuator plus Head Brain Mouse unboxing. This was the thing. It didn't go in your skull, but you strapped it to your head in a much more comfortable, in a much less comfortable way than the fantastic $9.99 combo set of sweatbands from LTDstore.com. But you could plug. There's an external box, and you had to the wires ran from the back of your head strap thing to this external box. Then the external box had a USB cable that went into your computer, and you could. Oh, like I played Call of Duty.
Thing. That's like an accessibility thing, also, right?
I'm sure I didn't use it that way, but I'm sure it was used that way to a certain degree. I used it to play Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, and it was interesting. You could it was a very interesting product back then with what I'm sure was a lot less research backing. And a lot less purchases, even though the what is their thing called?
Neuralink?
Neuralink is not out there yet. I'm sure it'll probably sell better than this thing did because it really did not do very well. But it was a really interesting project back then, and like I think this is the grand.
I like how you're
granddad.
trying to draw a parallel between these two things because they're like completely different. I mean, like
they're actually
on the one hand you have a
similar.
thing on your head that's letting you point a mouse, but it's just like you're taking a tracker and putting it on your head, right?
No.
Like, what do you mean?
It's not a tracker that you're putting on your head. You'll have to
think about it.
Yes.
Oh, I missed that.
There's other stuff to it, like it. The way that they made it like an even remotely viable product was that some of the stuff that it could pick up on was like facial muscle movements. So you could scrunch your cheek and it could tell, and it could use that as an input. But the more interesting stuff was like alpha, beta wave, weird, funky stuff. And it trains you to eventually, without any facial movement, and sitting there very, very still, because if you look around or do anything, everything's going to go wild. But when you focus really, really, really hard, they had a Tetris game that you controlled by thinking, essentially, or focusing in different ways.
They've had various sort of doohickeys that can kind of like sense EEGs or whatever and like do things accordingly.
Yeah.
Did you see that Jedi toy? You could like raise the ball in the tube. They had like a Star Wars toy where you put on like a sensor thing.
Yeah.
And you think about raising the ball in the tube, and you can like, and the thing can sense the waves or whatever, your brain waves, and then it like raises it.
So this is, I mean, it's fairly far removed, but like,
and I guess the Neuralink thing is going to be it's got to be not that different from that. It's just that the detectors, instead of being on the outside of your skull, are inside your skull,
and way more accurate. But like this is what I'm kind of talking about. Whereas like the OCZ neural impulse actuator had a fair amount more application. Like I was able to use it in Call of Duty. They're not currently talking about that. They're talking about the information that they're able to collect, not necessarily how they're going to use it or how other people are necessarily going to be able to use it.
Yeah, I mean, I can't remember whether Elon Musk like said anything specifically about the actual practical applications of this and like what you're going to. But like I think from the get-go, he's been like, you will use it to interface with computers, and I think that right now, he doesn't want to like say you're going to be able to do this, you're going to be able to do this, because they're still figuring it out. Mm-hmm. But At the very least, it was an interesting kind of proof of concept that,
Well,
hey, look, we can put it in a pig and not make them explode.
and make it not horrible, yeah. And I think one of the big things too is, like, I'm sure his various companies will have first-party features for it. I'm sure the Tesla mobile phone app will be able to be interfaced with this thing. I'm sure Neuralink will have some of their own applications, but in my opinion, the most interesting part is the API side of things, the ability for third parties to come in and utilize that information.
Oh, some people in the chat are saying that Elon did talk about potential medical benefits, particularly, I'm guessing, for like diagnostics.
That
so you could kind of like.
There was some
and,
pretty
like,
major
brain
stuff.
patterns and stuff, so you could probably maybe get a bit of a head start on like Alzheimer's or something, maybe.
Yeah, I'd have to.
I haven't seen it, but that's what some people.
There was some pretty big claims in terms of health benefits. We'll have to see how those roll out in the future. But all of this stuff, I suspect, is going to get wrapped up in rather amazing amounts of bureaucratic mess. So it might be quite a while till we see any of this, to be honest.
Somebody asks, how do I skip a brain ad? Which is a great comment.
Okay, so I'm going to try to figure out how to do super chats, and then I think we're going to end the show. I have no idea how to do that.
You don't know? I think I do.
You do? Do you want to do them?
Maybe. Wait a second. Switch account. Oh, I'm not signed in on this computer. Whoopsies.
Oh, boy.
You have to do them. You have to figure it out. I think in Creator Studio
Activity?
there's like a live tab or something.
I think I found viewer activity.
You can do it.
I
believe.
I think this is it. I'm not 100% certain. Victor Debnath says hello from India. Hello.
What's up, dude?
Ross McCoy at like the very beginning of the show, probably before we got into this segment, says, should I buy the Founders Edition of the 3090 or wait for AIB models? I think we somewhat answered that.
He must have come in before we talked, or after. Or before. Started the stream, I mean. Maybe. Either way, he didn't see it.
Kevin Irish says, with the price performance of the new 3000 series, do you think Nvidia will retire the GTX branding, move fully to RTX, or continue with the 16XX series to keep the GTX name as an uber budget option?
I feel like that's a really easy way for Nvidia to open up some lower tier options if they really need to, if they feel like the market has room for it. If AMD comes out and they've got really competitive cards at the low end, like all Nvidia has to do is just be like, all right, we're just gonna disable the RT features on this one and put it out there as a GTX part. So I don't know. I see them not doing it.
Yeah, I don't think they would ever like officially put the GTX branding to rest, because they could always whip it out if they need to at any point in time. But yeah.
GTX can give me the new GT.
Oh my. Matthew Lang, why not do a build off with the new 30 series cards? Invite Paul, Kyle, Jay. I love how he specifies Gamers Next is Steve, not just Steve, et cetera, et cetera. Do a build, post the video on a certain date, judge on price, benchmarks, and cooling, announce the winner on the WAN show.
Sounds like a great idea.
Sounds like remote Scrapyard Wars, but not Scrapyard. It's like remote expensive wars.
Well, we kind of did actually. I mean, I guess it's not that different from what we just did, which is the PC tech support challenge. I guess without the tech support, but
yeah, I mean, that was live, I guess.
Yeah, just do a live thing like that, but with the 3000 cards.
Be interesting.
Maybe we'll have to ask Linus.
Yeah,
Papa
so
Linus.
you're kind of talking to the wrong people right now. Dave Chapman, hey guys, still loving my 1080 Ti, and you should. But I am tempted for 3000 series. Sounds good. Tempted is a decent place to be at.
This temptation, sir.
Just wait till you get more information and then potentially pull the trigger. Sounds like they're going to be fantastic, and I hope they are fantastic. I just would hope that people wait for more support.
I'm just always so confused about why people need the next best thing right now, especially if you got a 2080 something. Like, just chill. Get one later. You're fine. Anyways.
There's someone
me.
in here asking about Floatplane support. You can just send an email to support@floatplane.com. Super easy. Cooper says, Riley, I swear to God, if you I wanted to read this first before I read it out loud. I swear to God, if you shave that mustache, I'm going to fly to Vancouver, drive to your office, and leave a strongly worded letter for your manager.
Oh, that's scary. I'm not going to shave the mustache for a while, but I am going to shave this beard because I've had it's a bit of a new dad beard that I have let go, so I'm going to get rid of that.
Ah, yeah.
But the mustache is here to stay. Maybe. I don't know.
And last but not least, Dingle9707 donated $2 and said Toblerone. Thank you very much for watching the stream, everyone.
Preach.
We will see you guys next week. Goodbye.
Toblerone!
the outro is no, wait, pretty soon. We gotta go through this one. MSI Vigor, Nerd or Die, and Ridgewall. Thank you guys for watching the show. Goodbye.
See you later.